every single time that you try to bring up a problem in the relationship, they shut down. And yes, this applies to men and women. This is not narcissism, y'all. This is childhood trauma rearing its ugly head in adult relationship. The Gottman Institute, and they're, have been studying marriages and relationships for decades, have come up with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, which basically are huge indicators that relationships or marriages are not going to work out. Those are criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. So take a second to go research those so you can understand what's at play, but they are destructive to connection. This is not narcissism and all the other labels that you want to put on it. It is childhood trauma. Why? Because their nervous system cannot take what is coming at them. So part of this, you can ask if there is a better way that they would like to receive conversations around problems in the relationship. It is not an excuse to not address problems. If they are using this as a very effective defense mechanism, which is what it is, to shut down the conversation so they don't have to deal with the criticism, the blame, the shame, the I'm not good enough, you're too much, nothing I ever do is good enough for you, then that's a them issue. I'm not saying that you're not at fault too, right? We can work on our own ability to communicate and our own ability to listen and our own ability to sit in uncomfortable conversations, but so do they. The number one issue I see with relationships right now, current state, is the inability to tolerate uncomfortable emotions. So people criticize, they turn it around, they blame the other person. There's contempt, right? That explosiveness or that defensiveness of, nothing I do is ever good enough. I can never please you. You're just unhappy. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. Or stonewalling. I'm going to completely shut you down. I'm going to ignore you for days. We're just not going to have any connection. Cool. Then why are we in a relationship? Anybody? If that's how you're going to behave, then why are you in a relationship? If you don't desire to connect, which requires vulnerability, that means bringing up your shit and looking at it, that requires being honest. Hey, I'm feeling really scared, or I'm feeling really attacked right now. I need a moment, okay? Or, hey, can we take our tone of voice down because when you yell, I shut down, right? Take a break, like pause, get away from each other, let the emotions come down. This works for kids too, right? And I'll just give you a kid example so you can kind of see how to treat your partner if they're acting like a child, because that's what it is. It is the emotional part of their brain, which is the childlike, immature part of their brain, overhauling all logic, right? So that's why they become a different person, because their emotions take over. So when my child has a temper tantrum, I can't logic with them. They're not logical in that moment. They are emotional. Emotion and logic don't play well together. Is that sounding familiar? Right? So anytime that you're like in a confrontation with somebody, your survival skills are coming up. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. My dog's about to bark. He's angry. He's getting defensive. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn are your 4 survival mechanisms that we learn in childhood, right? We adapt them. They are unique to every individual, but those are what's coming up when you're in conflict with a partner and they're doing these criticism, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling, is that they're trying to get their nervous system to regulate by doing the thing that will stop it as quickly as possible. Could be ignoring it, right? That would be flight. They're running away from the problem. They could attack back. That is fight. They could oftentimes people pleasing, like they try to make, is everything okay? Like they start to get like really fawny. They're getting close to the person that is basically attacking them. Or there's freeze. They kind of just zone out. They just go through the motions. Yep, they'll sit and listen, but they're not engaging. So that's really at play, is their nervous system is dysregulated when this is happening. It may or may not be personal. It's also not your job to fix them. It's your job to communicate how that impacts you. When you shut down and walk away from the conversation, I feel abandoned. I feel isolated. Can we come to terms of how we're going to have conflict in this relationship without it creating disconnect? Most people grew up not seeing healthy partnership per se. Maybe some of y'all did, but I mean, the number one thing that I hear when people get on coaching calls with me is like, I either saw my parents get really nasty in fights and they never saw the repair afterwards, or it was abuse that they were witnessing, or their parents were divorced and so they never saw true healthy connection, or they never saw arguments and conflict because it was done behind closed doors, so they never knew how to repair it. So we go into adult relationships either, basically modeling what our parents did and not knowing the skills to be able to create connection through conflict. It's possible. So this is where you, the one watching this, because chances are they're not watching this type of content, are the one who needs to work on communication skills, emotional regulation skills, and self-love, so that you know you deserve better than to be treated like that. Now, whether you stay in the partnership or not, whether they choose to get help or not, whether they choose to go on this journey with you or not, is not your responsibility, unfortunately. Right? Wouldn't it be so nice if you could control everything they do? But you probably wouldn't have married them in the first place if that was the case. Okay? So if you do those things, you start to become really solid in yourself, and then you set boundaries, right? You will not talk to me that way. You will go take a 5-minute, a 10-minute, a half an hour break, and then we're going to resolve this tonight or in the morning. We're going to come back to it. You need a couple days, great. Your desire to repair in the moment that works best for you is also going to create disconnect. What you both need to agree to outside of conflict is, how will we handle disconnect? If we're starting to get emotionally dysregulated, that's going to create conflict that works towards disconnect. However, if we start to notice things are ramping up, can we have a code word, a safe word, where it's like, hey, I need a break, or hey, we need to go calm ourselves down and then come back when logic is at play, so you can creatively problem solve for what the actual problem is. Because chances are the thing that you're fighting over is not the actual problem. It is likely, I don't feel seen, I don't feel heard, I don't feel valued, right? Those are more core issues in the relationship, not because they didn't do the dishes, not because they left their underwear on the floor, not because they were late coming home from dinner, right? Not because they're scrolling on social media all the time, although maybe, but a lot of that is just symptomatic. It's a Band-Aid. It's like a symptom of a deeper issue. And it's the deeper issue that really you both need to be on the same side of trying to fight for that, whatever that deeper issue is, rather than what it's displaying as in your relationship. So for me personally, the things that have helped the most are becoming more self-aware, understanding my internal world, being able to label my feelings, be able to understand and explore my feelings, being able to know when I'm getting ramped up, what I need to do to get myself out of it, understanding the brain and how it works to get logic to kick in when emotion is ramping up. And the number one tool that has worked the best for me for the last 5 years since I stumbled upon it is somatic release breath work. So soma being the body, being able to use breath and breathing patterns and music to be able to express the emotion in a safe container, right? In a safe space, not at my partner, not at, another person, not at my kids, not at that idiot on the internet, right? I get to express all of the emotion that is repressed, is stressed inside of my body, so that my body is clear. Therefore, I can get into the logic and creative problem solving and actually connect back with, what is it I want? How do I want to show up in this? Not being dependent on somebody else having to do something for me to feel a certain way, feel safe in my body, feel safe in my mind. So if you're interested in learning more about somatic breathwork, hit me up in the DMs. I do one-on-one sessions. We have a very, very affordable group called the Self-Aware Army, and that we do breathwork sessions live twice a month, and there's always a replay available. It is work, breath work. It is not box breathing. It is not yoga breathing. This shit will get it out of you, promise. And my name's Tara, and I'm on a mission to create a self-aware army. It's lonely in these self-aware streets.